Welcome to lesson 7 of Photoshop image manipulation. Okay, so this is the last lesson of this section. So I wanted to show you a couple of extra skills and things that you might want to do. The first thing would be maybe to crop this image down slightly. Maybe it's too big, you want to kind of frame it slightly different. You might not want to do that, but I'm just going to show you how to do it anyway. So first of all, I'm going to use the kind of the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to select from outside the area that I want to keep. So I'm going to do it just about there, and then I go to edit, and sorry, not edit, it's under crop. Right, so I've cropped it down, and that's the area now that I want to keep. Now I've still got the selection on there, so what I do is Control and D to deselect that area, and then what I'm going to do is make a copy of this. Okay, so with the copy of it, what I'm going to do is essentially make a copy of all of these layers, to sort of flatten them all down. See the way in your layers panel over here you can see all the different bits that we've made. So I want to make a copy of all of this flattened as one image, and then I'm going to add a little effect to it to kind of darken the edges. Okay, so to do that, I want to go to Layer and Merge Visible Layer. Now, before I merge the visible layers, I don't actually want to merge all the visible layers really that are there. I want to keep those separate in case I wanted to edit it later on. So what I need to do is click on the mouse button and then hold the mouse button and press Alt and hold down Alt on the keyboard and then let go of the mouse button. Okay, so that, as you can see here, is just created this new layer up at the top. Okay, and I can still see all my previous layers. Now if you just made a mistake there, just go up to your history and press and go back one. Okay, so you can see I've got stamp visible. So that's what this is doing. So it's actually basically the same thing, just, you know, it's just all as one image now. Okay, now the next bit I want to do is I want to darken these edges. So I'm going to get from the marquee tool again, I'm going to pick the circular one, elliptical one, and I'm going to draw a selection around the center area. Okay, so it's more or less like that. Okay, so you can see I'm kind of cutting out a little bit of my guy here, and then I'm going to go to Select and Modify, and I'm going to pick Feather. Now I'm going to feather this maybe 200, 400. I want to do 400 pixels or so, and then say OK. Oh, sorry, I can only do between, right, so I can do 250, right, I'll do 250 then. So I've feathered that out 250, and what I've got at the moment is the selection of the inside, so I don't want to darken the inside, I want to darken the outside, so I need to inverse this. So if I go to the Select and Inverse, now you can see I've selected this area, and this area has been left alone in the middle. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is on Image, go to Adjustments and Levels, and now I can just play around with these and just bring it down and darken my edges so I get a nice darkness on the outside. Alright, so when you're happy with it, you make your fine adjustments as you feel fit. You know, I could darken it a little bit more around the edge, and I leave it about there and press OK. So there it is, and if I then do Control D to deselect that, I've now got my sort of final image. You can still see my character climbing up on the bookshelf up on the side here, and you can see my character down here and so on. So what I need to do, the only thing left really to do is to grab this hue saturation, pull it up to the top so that it's taken everything into account, and then to put my signature. So to do the signature, we could just use the text tool. So I'm just going to put it in here, change it to be a little bit bigger first of all. And let's say by Mr. McT. Okay, so select that text. I'm going to make it, let's say, white. And I'm going to pick a different font for it to have. So it's up to you what you want to do. I'm just going to pick one of these ones, maybe. Yep, looks good. Okay, so I've got that there, and I'm just going to set it down at the bottom, and there we have it. Okay. That's the last of it. Now, the other thing that we could probably do with the text, you could have it where, if I bring the text tool on again and select it, I'll just show you this last thing that you might want to do. I could make that black, but obviously it's very difficult to see. So I'm back on the pointer tool. Now, what I could do with that text layer, I can add a filter to it so the outside of it glows. And this is quite a nice little effect. So the text is going to be black on that layer, and I will just go down to FX, down at the very bottom right under my layers panel here, FX, and there you can see I've got outer glow. And straight away you can see it, it's coming up. So this is just a nice little effect. I'm going to change that outer glow to be white. You could do it to a different color, and I could just bring the noise of it a little bit more maybe, or the size of it. Just a bit like that, spread it out a tiny bit. And yeah, that's it, probably all I really need to do. There we are. And that actually makes it a little bit more interesting, kind of stands out. And there you've got your final image. So I hope you enjoyed this section of learning Photoshop image manipulation. And you can now go off and experiment and do more with Photoshop.